The pre-Philippines period, also known to a lesser extent as the pre-unification period, was characterized by many independent states known as polities, each with its own distinct history, culture, chieftains, and governments. According to sources from southern Liang, people from the kingdom of Langkasuka in present-day Thailand were wearing cotton clothes made in Luzon, Philippines, as early as 516–520 CE. British historian Robert Nicoll, citing Arab chronicler Al-Ya'qubi, wrote that in the early 800s, the kingdoms of Muja, then pagan Brunei, and Maid, Kedatuan of Maja-as or Ma'i, waged war against the Chinese Empire. Medieval Indian scholars also referred to the Philippines as Panupayana, the land surrounded by water. By the 1300s, a number of large coastal settlements had emerged as trading centers, becoming focal points for societal changes. The barangic phase of history was notable for its highly mobile nature, with barangays transforming from settlements to fleets and vice versa, with the wood constantly repurposed according to the situation. Politics during this era was personality-driven, and organization was based on shifting alliances and contested loyalties, set against a backdrop of constant interpolity interactions through both war and peace. Legendary accounts often mention the interaction of early Philippine polities with the Srivijaya Empire, although there is limited archaeological evidence to support such a relationship. However, there is considerable evidence for extensive trade with the Majapahit Empire. The extent and mechanisms of Indian cultural influences on early Philippine polities are still debated among Southeast Asian historiographers. The current scholarly consensus is that there was probably little or no direct trade between India and the Philippines. Indian cultural traits, such as linguistic terms and religious practices, filtered in from the 10th through the early 14th centuries via the early Philippine polity's relations with the Hindu Majapahit Empire. The Philippine archipelago is thus one of the countries, along with Afghanistan and southern Vietnam, just at the outer edge of what is considered the Greater Indian Cultural Zone. The early polities of the Philippine archipelago were typically characterized by a three-tier social structure. Although different cultures had different terms to describe them, this three-tier structure invariably consisted of an apex nobility class, a class of freemen, and a class of dependent debtor bondsmen called alipin or oripun. Among the members of the nobility class were leaders who held the political office of datu, responsible for leading autonomous social groups called barangay or dulohan. When these barangays banded together to form a larger settlement or a geographically looser alliance group, the more senior or respected among them would be recognized as a paramount datu, variedly called a lakan, sultan, raja, or simply a more senior datu. By the 14th to 16th century, inter-kingdom warfare escalated, and population densities across the archipelago remained low.